morning. No holiday here. It is Monday, August 5th. Here's what we're working on. A 67-year-old man has died after being hit by a motorcycle on Hamilton's East Mountain.
Royal Botanical Gardens Hendry Trail could be closed if wildlife feeding continues.
And all I want for Christmas is more Mariah. Oh no, it's only August. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Louis is in for Tim all week.
Yes. Well, actually, Tim will be back on Friday.
Yeah, he's coming back on Friday.
I don't understand. He wanted me to wake up very early 4 days out of the week, and then on Friday, let me sleep in. Yeah, so thanks a lot for that, Tim. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we heard that last week. When Tim, why are you coming back on Friday?
Being very selective with his vacation days.
Yeah.
It's only limited. I mean, he's been here a while. He's probably got a few more than the average person, right? So we'll see.
Yeah. We will see. Okay. Wow. Do you have a busy job this morning, Brian? We were looking at the roads earlier. It's like, is there any traffic out there on this holiday Monday?
Not a lot. We'll just suffice it by saying there's not a lot happening on the roads this morning. There has been, funnily enough, there has been some construction, so that'll be coming to an end. But let's tee up what your holiday Monday, if you're off for the day today, is going to look like. We're going to see a little bit of sunshine, but there's a chance, and a strong chance, of showers and thunderstorms, not only this morning, but later on this afternoon as well. As a matter of fact, Halton, Peel, Toronto, and Guelph and Kitchener could get 10 to 15 millimeters of precipitation in thunderstorms for the day today. But temperature today, not quite as warm as yesterday. We're going to hit about 27 degrees today. Humidex values into the mid-30s. We're sitting at 19 degrees right now. We'll talk about it coming up. Looking at traffic, yeah, it's pretty light this morning. I mean, some people are back at it today. Not everybody gets the civic holiday off, but looking at that, no problems. Let's check some MTO traffic cameras at the moment. Centennial Parkway, yep, that's pretty light. Same with the top of the Burlington Skyway. No problem. Burlington, Oakville, even all the way through Mississauga. Traffic is very light and we have no collisions at all. So hopefully it'll stay that way. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up for your holiday right now. The news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, a 67-year-old man has died after he was hit by a motorcycle on Hamilton's East Mountain. It happened just before 3 yesterday afternoon on Mountain Brow Boulevard east of Lime Ridge Road. Witnesses say a Harley-Davidson motorcycle was coming behind a bend behind another vehicle, and as the bike came out of a curve, they say a man ran out between the two vehicles and was hit by the motorcycle. He died in hospital.
Charges have been laid after a deadly weekend crash in Caledonia. Saturday afternoon, a 57-year-old woman from Markham was killed after two vehicles crashed on Argyle Street South. 4 other people were taken to hospital. Haldeman OPP say the driver of one of the vehicles ran off, but was located a short time later. A 26-year-old man from Six Nations has been charged with dangerous operation of a vehicle causing death, failing to stop at a collision, and driving while prohibited.
A man in his 60s is in critical condition after an apartment fire on Jerome Crescent in Stony Creek. It happened yesterday morning.
With the assistance of EMS personnel, they were able to restore a pulse, and they transported the person to Hamilton General, where they're currently in critical condition.
Officials say the fire was more or less contained to one apartment on the first floor of the building with minimal smoke spread, allowing tenants to get back into their homes later yesterday. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Officials estimate there's about $400,000 in damage.
An off-duty Toronto police officer who was shot by a wanted man over the weekend has been released from hospital. The officer was shot late Saturday night after spotting a man with a nationwide warrant near Bathurst and King Street West. After notifying the department, the off-duty cop approached the man, who then fled. A short foot chase ensued, and the wanted man fired a single round at the officer, hitting him in the leg. Officials say no other firearms were discharged, and the wanted man, Javel Jackson, was successfully taken into custody by responding officers. Jackson has been wanted on attempted murder charges since last December.
Health Canada has issued a recall for one flavor of Gerber baby cereal. Gerber's oat, banana, and mango baby cereal may be contaminated with something called Chronobacter. It's a naturally occurring bacteria that's sometimes found in dry foods. Health Canada says food contaminated with the bacteria may not look or smell spoiled, but it can be especially harmful to newborns, causing severe intestinal infections and blood poisoning. The recalled cereal was sold in 227-gram packages with a best before date of May 30th, 2025. Nestle says no other Gerber products in Canada are affected, and there have been no reported illnesses from the cereal.
Meanwhile, one lot of dried cannabis sold to clients registered for medical purposes is being recalled. Health Canada says the affected packages of Canna Farms Tangerine Dream are labeled with incorrect cannabinoid values. The total THC and CBD values are lower than what's listed on the bag. The recalled cannabis was sold between May 31st and July 23rd this year. Neither Canna Farms nor Health Canada have received reports of adverse reaction.
The Royal Botanical Gardens warns it may have to close one of its most popular trail systems if people don't stop feeding the wildlife. The warning involves the Hendry Valley Trails in Burlington off Plains Road West. The RBG has a very strict policy against feeding animals and birds, especially swan cygnets, because it's, quote, created unacceptable risks and long-term damage to the nature sanctuaries and their inhabitants. They warn access to those trails could be closed without further notice if the feeding doesn't stop. Well, here's a look at what's opened and closed on this Civic Monday. Banks and government offices are closed and there's no mail. In Hamilton and Halton, garbage collection is pushed forward one day all this week. Transit in Hamilton, Halton, and Niagara is running on a Sunday holiday schedule today. Go Transit is on a Saturday sched. Most beer stores, LCBOs, and grocery stores, though, are open, but with reduced hours. Most major shopping centers are open as well, including CF Limeridge, Eastgate Square, and Burlington's Mapleview Center. For a full list, head to our website. We've got them listed there for you at chch.com. Now, the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum, it's normally closed on Mondays, but it is open for the civic holiday. And later today, weather permitting, the museum's prized Lancaster bomber should be coming home. Thanks to Al Mikaloff and the crew from the museum for sending this video of pilots Dave Rohr and Leon Evans, morning Dave and Leon, from inside the Lancaster. They've just wrapped up a 3-week tour of the United States and Canada, celebrating the Royal Canadian Air Force's 100th anniversary. And this weekend, the Lancaster was flying with a CF-18 Hornet at the Manitoba Air Show. Vera, as the Lancaster is called, is set to return to Hamilton later this afternoon, the only place in the world where you can fly in a Lancaster. The museum is going to be open today from 9 until 5, so you may catch a glimpse of her.
All right, Sportsline, and let's start with some Olympics, where yesterday, Nanaimo, BC's Ethan Katzberg made Canadian history in the hammer throw.
He has the monstrous biggest throw in the world this year, 84.38, a new Canadian record. And here's his opener. Katzberg lets it fly. Oh, what a big throw! Oh my goodness! This might be an Olympic record. It's very close.
The 22-year-old threw an unbeatable 84.12 meters on his very first throw of the night, and no other competitor even came close as he picks up Canada's first gold medal in the event. In fact, the last time a Canadian even medaled, you'd have to go back 112 years when Duncan Gillis took silver in Stockholm. Meanwhile, the last time Canada got a gold in any throwing event, St. Louis, 1904. Meanwhile, in one of the game's marquee events, the men's 100 meters, it was a photo finish as American Noah Lyles was crowned the fastest man in the world, edging out Jamaica's Kashane Thompson. Now, both men finished at a time of 9.79, but were separated by 5/1000ths of a second as Lyles claimed the gold medal. Meanwhile, it was a disappointing showing for Canada's Andre DeGrasse, who failed to make it out of the semifinals. To the medal board, where Canada, after the gold yesterday and a bronze in boxing, currently sitting at 17 medals. That's 5 gold, 4 silver, and 8 bronze. They'll try to add to that when Ellie Black competes at the women's floor program today. And in women's 3-on-3 basketball, there you also see China leading the way with 20 gold medals, followed by the United States. There's the hosts, France, and Australia, rounding out the top 4.
But he's struggled. He's under 200. This is a chance to go home a hero on this Sunday. And he does. Ball game over. Yankees win 4-3. DJ LeMahieu walks it off with a single, and the Yankees take the series 2-1.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu smacked an RBI single up the middle in the bottom of the 10th inning as the Yankees walked off the Blue Jays in New York to take the rubber match of their weekend series. The game was delayed more than an hour and 40 minutes after the skies opened up in Yankee Stadium at the Bronx. Juan Soto had his 28th home run of the season in the win. The Yankees 7th in their last 10 games, which improves their record to 67-46. It's currently tied for first place in the American League East with the Baltimore Orioles. How about a little basketball, playoff basketball, where the top-seeded Niagara River Lions were hosting the Ottawa Blackjacks with a spot in the CEBL Championship weekend on the line.
The crowd will let you know who wins this. Amari Moore to TJ. There it is! It's over! It's over! What a way to win it! The alley oop for the win! The Lion King!
Rod Black with the call as the River Lions book their spot in next weekend's East Final in style with the alley-oop winner. Two-time clutch player of the year Khalil Ahmed lived up to his reputation, scoring all 13 Niagara points in target score time, including that game-winning dunk that brought a franchise record 4,004 fans at the Meridian Center to their feet. Niagara will now head to championship weekend for the 3rd year in a row when they face the host Montreal Alliance on Friday night. Switching gears to soccer, where Hamilton's Forge FC was on the road yesterday, taking on Valor FC in Winnipeg.
Becker. Oh, Borges left unattended. Not the guy to do so. Tristan Borges. Goal number 4 on the season. It takes just 7.
Tristan Borges scored Forge's only goal of the day, but it wasn't enough as Valor would answer right back and hold on for the 2-1 victory to end the Hammers' 4-game unbeaten streak. Forge back in action Saturday when they host Atletico Ottawa, and we'll have more on that game when Captain Kyle Becker joins us on the show tomorrow.
12 minutes after 6 o'clock. Yep, it's holiday Monday morning, but holiday for some, but not for others. So let's check traffic for others if you've got to get going here this morning. 403 in Watertown Road, not a lot to see. It's pretty light both directions. Toronto bound coming towards us on that camera. And we'll just kind of briefly show you some MTO traffic cameras around the Horseshoe. QEW 405, nothing to see there. Centennial Parkway, same thing. Fairview Street, nope. Oh, there's a car. We're counting cars this morning. East of Royal Windsor through Oakville looks good, and the same with Cawthron. Now, you can see there's nothing going on. And there's not a lot of sunshine. We'll see a little bit of sunshine, but what we have right now is very hazy conditions. Actually, we have what Environment Canada is calling shallow fog, and I came through some of that this morning, so be careful. Temperature right now 19, winds are light, relative humidity is right up there. Air quality for the day today is in the moderate risk category, so be careful if you have breathing problems. We've got some precipitation around us. This is what we're expecting as the day progresses. There's a chance of showers, thunderstorms later, but look out for tomorrow. Look at that system coming across us. That's going to bring some heavy downpours during the day tomorrow, but by Wednesday, it clears out beautifully. So what we have is a low pressure system, one of them going by. We have another one to the west that's going to bring us some instability. Today with those showers and thunderstorms, Halton Peel, Toronto could get some pretty heavy downpours during the day today. So there it is, 10 to 15 millimeters possible for those areas. Temperatures today, 26 to 28. Humidex values in the low 30s for today. We're about a degree less than what we got to yesterday. Tonight, in the teens, so a little bit cooler. Temperature 16 to 18 to 19 degrees. Skies will be mainly cloudy to partly cloudy, and then tomorrow it's back into that scenario again. But look at the temperatures tomorrow. A lot cooler, anywhere from 20 to 22 to 23 for Toronto. Actually, Brantford's temperature could go from 25 tomorrow to 21. To 16 by later in the day tomorrow. So it's going to get cooler as a weak cold front goes through. So as you step out the door this morning, 5th morning of August already, yep, there's that shallow fog, as they call it. Light winds and temperature right now sitting at 19. And we'll look long range coming up. Annette. Louis.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Now over to Emily with more on Chit Chat.
Shallow fog. That must be new. I've never heard that before. That's interesting.
Sounds like an album name, Brian. Shallow Fog.
Welcome to Shallow Fog. Or like a place in a movie.
Yeah, like a Hallmark movie or something, like at Christmas. We were talking a little. Well, you're going to probably be talking about it there. The All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yes.
Yeah. We are. Mariah Carey back on tour to promote something. Guessing, it has a lot to do with Christmas. It's like August. Why are we talking about Christmas? But anyways, I digress. Elizabeth Taylor, a beautiful documentary in her own voice coming out 13 years after her passing. And Aerosmith is throwing in the towel on touring. We'll tell you why coming up.
Okay, coming up after the break in business news, StatsCan set to release its latest unemployment figures later this week. And what a mess on the markets today. 6:18 on your Monday morning. In overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is up just slightly to 72.11 cents U.S. Gold is down almost $17 an ounce. Crude oil is down just about $1 to $72.55 U.S. a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are down triple digits in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, Japanese stocks have had their biggest ever daily loss, with the Nikkei down nearly 4,500 points. Markets were also down in Hong Kong and Shanghai. Fears about a U.S. economic shutdown have sent shockwaves through global markets.
And we'll see how the markets do on
in North American markets, the TSX lost 495 points, the Dow dropped 610 points, and the Nasdaq fell by 417 points.
And we're going to get another indicator of Canada's economy later this week. StatsCan is set to release its labor force survey for July on Friday. The unemployment rate climbed to 6.4% in June. That was the highest reading since January of 2022, when it was at 6.5%.
Air Canada will release its second quarter financial results on Wednesday. Last month, the country's biggest airline announced it expected lower full-year results than initially forecasted, despite a record $5.5 billion in operating revenues. That's up 6.5% year over year. Air Canada says its planes have not been as full as expected this summer, due in part to tough competition in international markets, jet fuel prices, and a weakened Canadian dollar against the U.S. dollar.
Berkshire Hathaway has slashed its stake in Apple by nearly half. The company's quarter earnings reports was released on Saturday. Berkshire Hathaway has disclosed in its holdings in Apple were valued at more than $84 billion U.S. at the end of that quarter, dropping from 790 million shares to 400 million shares. Sharp sell-off is pretty notable for CEO Warren Buffett, who is known for holding onto stocks for long periods of time.
Summer movie flops led to a deep drop in revenue for AMC theaters. The theater chain's revenue fell almost 24% during the 3-month period ending in June. It went from $1.35 billion this time last year to just a little over $1 billion this year. Poor performances of films like Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, and The Fall Guy is one of the reasons for the deep drop in revenues. Last year's Hollywood strike also played a role. Moviegoers also didn't flock to AMC theaters this summer as much as they did last year. Attendance dropped to over 50 million, down from a little over 66 million the year before.
Okay, taking a quick break right now. Brian is back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
Good morning, 6:24, holiday Monday morning for some. Checking traffic, you can tell it's a holiday by the traffic volume here. QEW Highway 406, nothing to see through St. Catharines, doing fine. Top of the Skyway Bridge, this is on the Hamilton side, so we're looking at Toronto bound heading away from us. East of Bronte Road looks good. No problems at Lorne Park. And when I start showing you disabled vehicles in Toronto, you know there's nothing going on. This is the 401 westbound lanes. We have a stalled vehicle at Islington. I can also tell you there is a vehicle fire on Highway 579 in Cochrane this morning. If your commute takes you to Cochrane, that's a bit of a trip. North of Sudbury. Yeah, a long trip. North of Timmins all the way to Cochrane. Good morning, Cochrane. All right, let's get you into this morning here. Temperatures right now, 19 degrees for Hamilton, 20 for Grimsby, 22 Mississauga, and 23 already for Toronto. Seasonal temperatures for this time of year are 26, still for the daytime high. 15 for the overnight low. So we're mild to start the morning here. Those are our sun times. Sun doesn't get up till 6:15 now, and those are our records for today. And that's pretty much what we're expecting for the day today. So a bit of sun, not a lot, mainly cloudy sky, but there's that chance of showers, thunderstorms today. 27, feeling like 35, so still a little sticky. Down to 18 tonight, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, high of 21. Humidex of 28, so a much cooler day tomorrow, and again showers and thunderstorms, and then look what happens. The sun comes back for Wednesday, 24. Temperatures comfortable all the way through into the weekend, and sunshine with a bit of cloud cover looks good for. Am I thinking about another weekend already?
That's what we do.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens on Monday. Annette, Louis.
Okay, thank you.
Archaeologists have made another big find in Egypt.
An excavation in the port city of Damietta has uncovered 63 tombs along with gold, artifacts, coins, and pottery. Authorities believe the relics date back more than 2,500 years, and they could provide a lot more information about Egyptian civilization at the time. So excavation has been going on for years at the site of this necropolis, which is an ancient burial site. This one in particular held the remains of wealthy people and those important to society at the time. The bodies were buried with gold foil figures showing religious symbols and idols.
I've always wanted to just like find something, you know, like just be digging
like
and with a metal detector or something. Maybe nothing as fancy as that, but something maybe.
Something.
All right, stay with us. More to come after the break.